There are times in life when the problems around us become so great that we lose sight of the one who is greater than the problem. We begin to focus on the sickness, the diagnosis, the bills, the job, the family situation, the disappointment, and the storm. And we forget to look to Jesus. Peter gives us a powerful example. When Jesus called him to come, Peter stepped out of the boat and walked on the water. As long as his eyes were on Jesus, he was able to do what was naturally impossible. But when he began to focus on the wind and the waves, fear entered his heart. But when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid. And beginning to sink, he cried, saying, "Lord, save me." The wind was already blowing. The waves were already there. What changed was Peter's focus. How often do we do the same? We start by trusting God, but then we begin looking at the circumstances, and fear begins to take over. Look at the 3 Hebrew boys. They knew the fire was real, but they refused to make the fire greater than their God. Our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace. They were not focused on the fire, they were focused on God, and God met them in the fire. I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt. Look at Daniel. He didn't look at the lions, he looked at God. He kneeled upon his knees 3 times a day and prayed and gave thanks before his God as he did aforetime. Daniel did not allow the lions to become greater than his God, and God shut the lions' mouths. My God hath sent his angel and hath shut the lions' mouths, that they have not hurt me. Look at David. Goliath was bigger, stronger, and more experienced. But David did not focus on the size of Goliath. He focused on the greatness of God. I come to thee in the name of the Lord of hosts. And then there were the disciples in the boat. The storm was so violent that they thought they were going to perish. But Jesus was in the boat with them. Why are ye so fearful? How is it that ye have no faith? Jesus then spoke to the storm. Peace, be still. The storm was real, but Jesus was greater than the storm. But sometimes, church, God will not immediately remove the storm. Sometimes we have to go through things we would rather avoid. We may have to go through a difficult season at work. We may have to remain in a situation we do not understand. We may pray for God to change our circumstances, and instead God begins changing us through the circumstances. We must remember He is God. Job lost his possessions, his children, and his health. He did not understand what was happening, but he still declared, though he slay me, yet will I trust in him. Job did not have all the answers, but he knew who God was. Sometimes we want God to explain everything before we obey Him. But faith says, Lord, I don't understand. I don't like this. I wouldn't have chosen this. But you are still God, and I will trust you. Isaiah reminds us, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. So we cannot measure God's goodness only by whether He gives us the outcome we wanted. Sometimes He delivers us from the fire. Sometimes He walks with us through the fire. fire. Sometimes he calms the storm. Sometimes he gives us strength to endure the storm. But in every situation, he remains God. This does not mean that we ignore our circumstances or pretend that difficulties do not exist. Peter really was in the storm. The Hebrew boys really were in the furnace. Daniel really was in the lion's den. Job really suffered. David really faced Goliath. Faith is not pretending the problem isn't there. Faith is knowing that the problem is not greater than God. That is why the Word of God tells us, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. Don't focus so much on the sickness that you forget the healer. Don't focus so much on the job that you forget the one who provides. Don't focus so much on the bills that you forget the one who is your source. Don't focus so much on the problem that you forget the problem solver. Don't focus so much on the fire that you forget the one who walks through it with you. The sickness may be there, but Jesus is there. The job may be difficult, but Jesus is there. Jesus is there. The storm may be raging, but Jesus is there. Jesus is there. The fire may be burning, but Jesus is there. The lions may be waiting, but Jesus is there. So church, keep your eyes on Jesus. We may not always understand what God is doing, and we may not always like the road He allows us to walk, but He is still God. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. And when we cannot understand His hand, we can still trust His heart. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. The problem is real, but our God is great.